Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can create custom Canva frames super fast without clipping masks using any of the shape building tools in Affinity. Not only that, but I'm going to show you how you can create layered frames like this using the same process, and I'll show you how to do it all without having to export a PDF. Now I'm going to use the Unified Affinity for Desktop app. If you're on an earlier version, there are some tools that I'll be using that are not available in those prior versions. Are you ready? Let's get started. Now, very quickly, as a refresher, the way that custom Canva frames work is that you start with a vector as a base layer and fill that with a raster image. Now, you may have seen tutorials, including here on this channel, where you create the vector shape and then clip a separate raster image inside of it, but that's actually not necessary. What we're going to do in this tutorial is start with our vector shape, but rather than using solid fills and then clipping an image inside, we're going to use bitmap fills that we set up as swatches ahead of time. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm here in Affinity and I've set up a canvas that's 3000 pixels square, and I'm in the default Vector Studio. Set up whatever size canvas you'd like and work in whatever studio you're most comfortable working in. As I mentioned earlier, I want to create my shapes using bitmap fills rather than solid fills, so I'm going to set up a few swatches ahead of time to make that easier. I'm going to begin by creating a shape. Now, it doesn't matter what shape or how I create it. I just want a basic shape to start, filled with any solid color. So I'm just going to grab my ellipse tool here and just drag it out. I don't need a stroke. I just need a fill. But again, I don't want this to be a solid fill. I want it to be a bitmap. Before I start adding that, I'm going to set up a swatch palette for my bitmap fills. So I'm here in my swatch panel and I'm going to go to the downward caret here and just choose Add Document Palette. I don't need this to be accessible application wide. So I'll name this Bitmap Fills. And now to add a bitmap to this shape, I'm going to go over here to the stock panel. Now the image that I use doesn't matter because it's going to be removed in Canva. I've just gone ahead and keyed in paper. You can use any image you like. If you don't see the stock panel, just go to the downward caret and choose panels. You can search for it and toggle it on, or you can go up to window and down to layout and open it there. To add my bitmap with my shape selected, I'm going to select the fill tool. I could also hit G on my keyboard, and I want to click on any of these images. So I'll go ahead and click on that one. Now the placement doesn't matter because again, this is going to be removed once it's inside of Canva. So I'm just going to leave that as is. If you want, you can always drag it out using the handles there. Now I want to add this to my swatch panel so that I can access it whenever I need to. So to do that, with my shape selected, I'm going to go to this first option, which is Add Current Fill to Palette. I'll click, and there's my first fill. You don't want to use the second one. That's actually global fills, and you can't create a global fill out of a bitmap. Now, I don't need to start all over with a new shape. I just need to change the bitmap so that I can create a few different swatches because I want to create a layered frame and be able to see the difference between the layers. So I'll just click again, and once it's changed, click on that first option. And I'm going to do that until I have about 4. All right, I think these 4 will work fine for what I want to create. So I'm ready to start creating the flower shapes. I no longer need this. I'm just going to select it and delete it. And I'll go back to my layers here. I'm going to create a layered floral frame, and I'm just going to start by using basic shapes. So I'll go to my shapes here and I'm going to select the cloud tool. Now, right now, there's a solid fill selected. I want to make sure that I have one of these bitmap fills set as my fill. So I've clicked on it and you can see there it's set it as my fill, and you can see it over here as well. I'll hold down Command or Control and Shift and just drag out my first shape. And I want to set the bubbles on this to 8. And then I'll Command or Control J to duplicate that and change the bitmap fill. You don't technically need to, but in order to see the difference between layers, I just want to change them so I can more easily see them. So I'm going to click on this second one. And again, hold down Command or Control Shift and just drag this down to smaller. And I think this time I'll use 10 for the bubbles just to make it a different shape. And then finally, I want to add a center. So I'll go back to my shapes. I'm going to choose the ellipse tool and a different fill. I'll hold down Command or Control and just drag that out. Now, up to this point, I've been using all simple shapes, but this time I want to create a stem using my blob brush. So the Vector Blob Brush works with fills. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And then I will make sure I have a different fill selected over here. So I think I'll just use this paper one. And I'm going to reduce the size with my left bracket. Now, if you're not familiar with how the Vector Blob Brush works, I have an entire tutorial dedicated to it where I show you little tips and tricks, and I've linked it below. So I'm going to draw out my shape and then create a nice leaf. And I need to fill in this space. So with it selected, I'll go up to Vector and down to Fill Holes. And I can just drag this beneath the rest. Now, up to this point, I've been using tools that create fills, but you can also use tools that start with strokes like the pen or pencil tools. As long as your shapes are filled with bitmaps when you send them over to Canva, you can create them with whatever tools you're most comfortable with. So let's say that I want to create a stamen shape for the center of my flower. I'm going to select my pen tool and I'll just zoom in here. And I'm going to switch this to a stroke, and I think I'll choose one of the darker ones so you can see it better. And I'll just click and then click and drag to create sort of a bent line there. And let's make the stroke maybe 5 points so that you can see it. I want to make a stamen shape out of this. So I'm going to grab my stroke width tool and pull this in and maybe pull the bottom in just a touch. And right now, again, this is a stroke. So if I deselect that and click on it, you can see there's the line going up the top. I need this to be a fill. So with it selected, I'll go up to the vector menu and I'm going to choose expand stroke. And now it's going to work like any other frame. Now, I may not use this, but I'm going to send it over to Canva anyway, just so I can show you how it works. All right, now that I have all of my shapes in place, I'm ready to export it to Canva. Now, in past versions of Affinity, you need to export this as a PDF and then import it into Canva to finalize the frames. Here in the Unified app, you actually have the ability to export a Canva design using one of two methods. You can either go up to the top to File, down to Export, and then choose Canva Design at the bottom, or you can use the Quick Export option up here at the top, which is what I'm going to do. Now, if you don't see this option here in the studio that you're in, you can right-click and choose Customize Toolbar, and you'll find it down here towards the bottom. You can just add it that way. Now you can see that I already have Export to Canva selected. If you don't, you can go to the drop-down caret. If it's not an option here, just click on the plus sign. You don't need to toggle it on. You can just click to open it up. Now I want to send this to Canva. It's going to go to my Uploads folder. You can choose from any folder you'd like within Canva. I find I have more success with this quick export to Canva when I have the Canva app already open on my desktop and I have Show in Finder selected. So I'm going to leave that selected and I'll export it. As soon as it's done, it's going to automatically open it up in Canva and I'll see you there. All right, I'm here in Canva, and if I click on my design here and go to Position and Layers, you can see that I have individual layers here based on what I set up in Affinity. So I can finalize these frames by clicking on each one and in the Options menu, going to the trash can here and choosing Delete Image. So there's my little stamen that I created. I'm going to go to this one and just do this to all 5 shapes. Now, it may be difficult to see here on the video, but if I go to the layers again, you can see I have 5 individual frames. Now I want to create a collage type design out of this. So I have some collage papers that I've collected here. I'm just going to open those up and start adding them to my frames. So I'm going to use this transparent one here for the center. I'll do that. And then for the back, I'll use that red and maybe this pink. And I'm going to use this green for the stem. I like how it's torn down at the bottom. I think I'm actually going to swap this out with this one, and I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's just see how this looks here. I think it might look kind of silly on this particular one, but again, I just wanted to show you how you can also create strokes. I'm just going to leave that as is. I might delete that. What I want to do, again, I want this to look like a collage. So I'm going to finish this by adding a background of paper here. Select all of my shapes, and I'm going to go to Effects. I want to add a drop shadow, but you can't use the Edit menu to add drop shadows to frames. So I'm going to go to Effects here and choose Drop. Now that drop shadow is way too big. So I'm going to set my offset to about 1 or 2, and then set the blur to about 2 or 3. Now you can see I have it set slightly off the paper. This is supposed to be paper, so I don't want it to be too thick. I really don't like the little stamens there, so I'm going to delete those. But again, if you want to create something like that, you can start with a stroke, and as long as you export it as an expanded stroke from Affinity, you can use it here in Canva. If you have any questions about what we've covered here, or you'd like to see a particular topic covered here on my channel, let me know in the comments below. I have lots more Affinity and Canva tutorials on the way, so be sure to hit subscribe so you always know when a new one is published. In the meantime, you might want to check out one of these two next. Thanks for watching.